Question 1. Which of the following statements best describes the eligibility criteria for long-term care LTC insurance in New Mexico? A. To qualify for LTC insurance, applicants must have a minimum of 2 chronic conditions expected to last for at least 6 months. B. Eligibility is based solely on the applicant's age with no regard to health status or functional limitations. C. Applicants must demonstrate an inability to perform at least 2 activities of daily living, adults, or require substantial supervision due to cognitive impairment. D. Individuals must apply for Medicaid to access LTC insurance benefits, regardless of personal wealth. Answer. C. Applicants must demonstrate an inability to perform at least 2 activities of daily living, adults, or require substantial supervision due to cognitive impairment. Explanation. In New Mexico, as in many states, LTC insurance eligibility typically requires that applicants exhibit a need for assistance with daily living activities. Specifically, individuals must demonstrate the inability to perform at least 2 adults, which may include bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, transferring, and continence. This requirement is in place to ensure that insurance benefits are utilized for those who genuinely need support in their daily lives. The option stating that individuals must apply for Medicaid is incorrect because LTC insurance operates independently of Medicaid eligibility requirements, although some individuals may choose to use both. Options A and B also fail to capture the comprehensive assessment needed to qualify for LTC insurance. Question 2. Which of the following factors is most likely to affect the premium structure of a long-term care insurance policy? A. The applicant's geographic location and its associated healthcare costs. B. The applicant's level of education and professional background. C. The insurance company's marketing strategy and target demographics. D. The presence of previous claims made by the applicant in other insurance policies. Answer A. The applicant's geographic location and its associated healthcare costs. Explanation. Premium structures for LTC insurance are influenced primarily by the applicant's geographic location due to varying healthcare costs in different areas. Insurers assess risk based on local trends in long-term care expenses, including facility costs, home health services, and community support services. This geographic variability means that individuals living in areas with higher healthcare costs may face higher premiums. Other options, such as an applicant's education or prior claims history, may have some influence but are not as direct in determining premium rates as location-related healthcare costs. Question 3, scenario-based. Mr. Anderson is a 68-year-old retired veteran who has been diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's disease. He is currently living at home but requires assistance with meal preparation and medication management. Mr. Anderson has a long-term care insurance policy that includes coverage for home health services. Given his current situation, what should Mr. Anderson do to ensure he receives the benefits from his policy? A. Immediately hire home health aid and submit the bill to his insurance company for reimbursement. B. Contact his insurance provider to request a claim form and provide documentation of his cognitive impairment. C. Wait until his condition worsens before seeking assistance, as benefits are not available until he requires full-time care. D. Seek assistance from the Department of Veterans Affairs (VA) to access benefits rather than using his LTC insurance. Answer. B. Contact his insurance provider to request a claim form and provide documentation of his cognitive impairment. Explanation. In this scenario, Mr. Anderson should first contact his insurance provider to initiate the claims process. This typically involves requesting a claim form and supplying documentation that substantiates his need for care due to his Alzheimer's diagnosis. The insurer will require proof of his cognitive impairment and may request specific functional assessments to determine eligibility for home health benefits under his policy. Option A is incorrect because simply hiring a service without notifying the insurer or submitting a claim does not guarantee reimbursement. Option C reflects a misunderstanding of LTC insurance, as benefits can be accessed when assistance is needed, not solely when full-time care is required. Lastly, while option D highlights the importance of VA benefits, it does not address the immediate need for LTC insurance coverage that Mr. Anderson already possesses. Question 4. Which of the following is a common exclusion found in many long-term care insurance policies? A. Care received in a nursing facility. B. Care provided by a family member. C. Home health care services. D. Rehabilitation services after hospitalization. Answer. B. Care provided by a family member. Explanation. Most long-term care insurance policies commonly exclude care provided by immediate family members. This exclusion is designed to prevent conflicts of interest and to ensure that the care received is professional and accountable. While institutional care, home health services, and rehabilitation following hospitalization are typically covered, the provision of care by a family member is often seen as a personal responsibility rather than a covered service under the policy. Therefore, it is essential for policyholders to understand these exclusions to avoid unexpected costs. Question 5. In the context of long-term care insurance, which of the following factors is most likely to increase the premium costs for an individual policyholder? A. The policyholder's income level. B. The policyholder's overall health and medical history. C. The policyholder's age at the time of application. D. The policyholder's employment status. Answer: C. The policyholder's age at the time of application. Explanation: the age of the applicant at the time of purchasing a long-term care insurance policy is a critical factor that significantly influences premium costs. Generally, the younger an individual is when they apply, the lower their premium will be because they are considered at low risk for needing care soon. Conversely, older applicants are seen as higher risk, which leads to increased premiums. While health and medical history can also affect costs, age remains the most significant predictor in the underwriting process for long-term care insurance. Question 6. What is the primary purpose of the minimum data set (DS) in assessing long-term care needs? A. To standardize care plans across all long-term care facilities. B. To determine eligibility for Medicaid coverage. C. To assess the functional capabilities and care needs of residents in skilled nursing facilities. D. To evaluate the financial status of long-term care insurance applicants. Answer: C. To assess the functional capabilities and care needs of residents in skilled nursing facilities. Explanation: the minimum data set (MDS) is a standardized assessment tool used primarily in skilled nursing facilities to evaluate the functional capabilities, cognitive status, and overall care needs of residents. This comprehensive assessment helps determine the level of care required and informs care planning. While it is crucial for Medicaid eligibility determinations, its primary role is focused on assessing individual care needs rather than evaluating financial status or standardizing care plans across facilities. Question 7. Under New Mexico law, which of the following is a requirement for long-term care insurance policyholders regarding policy renewals? A. Policyholders must undergo a new medical examination every 5 years. B. Policies must offer guaranteed renewal regardless of the policyholder's health status. C. Policyholders must provide proof of continued eligibility every year. D. Policies can be cancelled by the insurer without notice if the policyholder's health declines. Answer: B. Policies must offer guaranteed renewal regardless of the policyholder's health status. Explanation: New Mexico regulations require that long-term care insurance policies include a guaranteed renewal provision. This means that as long as the premiums are paid, the policyholder has the right to renew their coverage without being denied based on changes in their health status. This requirement is a critical consumer protection designed to ensure access to necessary coverage, particularly as policyholders age or their health conditions change. Options A and C are incorrect as they suggest unnecessary or onerous conditions for renewal, and D misrepresents the protections offered under state law. Question 8. Scenario-based. Mrs. Johnson is a 75-year-old widow diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. She has recently started to struggle with her daily activities, such as dressing and bathing, and has a long-term care insurance policy that includes home health services. What steps should Mrs. Johnson take to begin utilizing her long-term care benefits? A. Immediately hire a nurse and submit her expenses for reimbursement without notifying her insurance provider. B. Schedule an assessment by her insurance company to determine her eligibility for home health services. C. Wait until her condition worsens to make a claim, as benefits are only available at that point. D. Contact her primary care physician to get a referral for a rehabilitation center instead of using her home health coverage. Answer: B. Schedule an assessment by her insurance company to determine her eligibility for home health services. Explanation: Mrs. Johnson should initiate the claims process by contacting her long-term care insurance provider to schedule an assessment. This assessment will evaluate her current functional status and determine her eligibility for benefits related to home health services. Insurance providers typically require such assessments to ensure that the services requested align with the policy coverage and the insured's needs. Option A is incorrect, as submitting expenses without prior approval may result in denied claims. Option C is misleading, and benefits can be utilized as soon as the need for assistance is established, not just when the condition worsens. Finally, option D diverts from the current coverage she holds and is unnecessary given her existing policy benefits for home health care. Question 9. Which of the following statements regarding the role of federal regulations in long-term care insurance is accurate? A. Federal regulations do not apply to long-term care insurance policies as they are solely regulated by state law. B. Federal regulations primarily govern the types of benefits that can be included in long-term care insurance policies. C. Federal regulations, such as HIPAA, establish privacy protections that impact the handling of health information in long-term care insurance. D. Federal regulations require that all long-term care insurance policies must be issued with a 10-day free look period. Answer: C. Federal regulations, such as HIPAA, establish privacy protections that impact the handling of health information in long-term care insurance. Explanation: Federal regulations, particularly those stemming from the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act (HIPAA), play a significant role in establishing privacy protections for health information, including that which is associated with long-term care insurance. HIPAA ensures that individuals' health information is handled confidentially and is a crucial consideration for insurance providers when managing claims and care assessments. Options A and B are incorrect as they misrepresent the interaction between state and federal laws regarding long-term care insurance, while option D incorrectly describes the general regulations governing the free look period, which may vary by state rather than being a federal requirement. Question 10. What is the primary purpose of consumer protection laws in the context of long-term care insurance? A. To guarantee a fixed premium rate for all policyholders throughout the policy's life. B. To ensure that insurers provide accurate and clear information about policy benefits and exclusions. C. To mandate that all long-term care insurance policies must include coverage for rehabilitation services. D. To prevent insurers from offering policies with varying coverage options based on age and health status. Answer: B. To ensure that insurers provide accurate and clear information about policy benefits and exclusions. Explanation: Consumer protection laws in the realm of long-term care insurance are primarily designed to ensure that insurers are transparent about the policies they offer, including benefits, exclusions, and any limitations that might apply. These laws help protect consumers from misleading practices and enable them to make informed choices about their insurance coverage. Option A is incorrect because while premium stability is desirable, it is not guaranteed. Option C misrepresents requirements as there is no universal mandate for specific coverage. Lastly, option D is incorrect as consumer protection laws do not prevent insurers from considering age and health status in their underwriting process. Question 11. Which of the following is a key factor that insurers consider when determining the coverage benefits of a long-term care insurance policy? A. The policyholder's income level and credit history. B. The anticipated cost of care in the policyholder's geographical area. C. The policyholder's previous insurance claims for other types of coverage. D. The policyholder's employment history and job stability. Answer: B. The anticipated cost of care in the policyholder's geographical area. Explanation: Insurers take into account the anticipated cost of care in the policyholder's geographic area when determining the coverage benefits for a long-term care insurance policy. Geographic factors significantly influence the cost of services such as nursing home care, home health aides, and assisted living facilities. Option A is incorrect as income and credit history are not primary factors in determining coverage benefits. Option C is not relevant since previous claims in other types of insurance do not impact long-term care policy benefits. Lastly, option D is irrelevant as employment history does not influence long-term care insurance coverage. Question 12. Under New Mexico regulations, what must insurers include in their long-term care insurance policy disclosure statements? A detailed summary of the policyholder's medical history. B. A clear description of the policy's coverage, benefits, exclusions, and limitations. C. The personal financial information of the policyholder. D. A clause stating that coverage may be denied based on the insurer's discretion. Answer: B. A clear description of the policy's coverage, benefits, exclusions, and limitations. Explanation: New Mexico regulations require that long-term care insurance policies include a disclosure statement that provides a clear and comprehensive description of the coverage, benefits, exclusions, and limitations associated with the policy. This requirement is designed to ensure that consumers are well informed about what their policy entails before they make a purchase. Option A is incorrect because medical history is not required in disclosure statements. Option C is also incorrect as personal financial information should not be included. Lastly, option D misrepresents the obligations of insurers as they cannot arbitrarily deny coverage without following the policy terms. Question 13. Which of the following describes the impact of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act (HIPAA) on long-term care insurance? A. HIPAA allows insurers to deny coverage based on pre-existing conditions. B. HIPAA establishes privacy standards for the handling of protected health information. C. HIPAA requires that long-term care insurance policies be renewable for life. D. HIPAA mandates that all long-term care insurers offer coverage to all applicants without discrimination. Answer B. HIPAA establishes privacy standards for the handling of protected health information. Explanation: HIPAA sets forth privacy standards that govern how health information is managed, including in the context of long-term care insurance. Insurers must comply with these regulations to protect the confidentiality of policyholders' health information during the claims process and other interactions. Option A is incorrect as HIPAA does not authorize denials based on pre-existing conditions. This is a separate matter governed by insurance law. Option C is misleading as HIPAA does not impose such requirements on policy renewability. Lastly, option D is incorrect because HIPAA does not mandate coverage without discrimination. It focuses primarily on privacy protection. Question 14. Which of the following statements best describes hybrid long-term care insurance policies? A. Hybrid policies combine elements of life insurance with long-term care benefits. B. Hybrid policies only cover institutional care, excluding home health services. C. Hybrid policies are typically less expensive than traditional long-term care insurance policies. D. Hybrid policies require a waiting period of 5 years before benefits can be accessed. Answer A. Hybrid policies combine elements of life insurance with long-term care benefits. Explanation: hybrid long-term care insurance policies are designed to combine features of both life insurance and long-term care coverage. This means that if the policyholder does not need long-term care services, the death benefit will be paid out to beneficiaries. These policies appeal to consumers who want the flexibility of having life insurance while also planning for potential long-term care needs. Option B is incorrect as hybrid policies can include both institutional and home health care services. Option C is misleading since hybrid policies are often more expensive due to the added life insurance component. Lastly, option D misrepresents hybrid policy provisions as waiting periods vary and are not standard across all policies. Question 15. What is the significance of activities of daily living adults in the assessment process for long-term care insurance? A. DLS are used to determine the cost of premiums for insurance policies. B. DLS help assess the need for long-term care services based on functional limitations. C. DLS are irrelevant in the context of long-term care insurance assessments. D. DLS are primarily considered for short-term care insurance coverage. Answer B. DLS help assess the need for long-term care services based on functional limitations. Explanation: activities of daily living adults are crucial in determining an individual's need for long-term care services. They include essential tasks such as bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, transferring, and continence. Assessing a person's ability to perform these activities helps insurers and healthcare professionals evaluate the level of care needed and eligibility for benefits under a long-term care insurance policy. Option A is incorrect as DLS do not directly affect premium calculations. Option C is misleading as DLS are highly relevant to care assessments. Lastly, option D incorrectly implies that DLS are not applicable to long-term care insurance. Question 16. Which of the following best describes the claims process for long-term care insurance policies? A. Claims must be submitted with proof of eligibility based solely on a doctor's recommendation. B. Insurers can take an indefinite amount of time to process claims as long as they notify the policyholder. C. The claims process typically requires documentation, including a functional assessment and service invoices. D. Claims are automatically approved as soon as the insurer receives them. Answer C. The claims process typically requires documentation, including a functional assessment and service invoices. Explanation: when filing a claim for long-term care insurance benefits, policyholders must submit detailed documentation. This includes a functional assessment that confirms the individual's need for care, often focusing on adults, and invoices from service providers indicating the services received. Option A is misleading because a doctor's recommendation alone does not suffice for a claim. A comprehensive documentation is necessary. Option B is incorrect. While insurers may communicate with policyholders, they must adhere to regulatory timelines for claims processing. Finally, option D is incorrect, and claims are not automatically approved and must be reviewed for compliance with policy terms. Question 17. Which of the following is a critical consumer right under New Mexico's long-term care insurance regulations? A. The right to change insurers without penalty. B. The right to receive a full refund for any premiums paid if a claim is denied. C. The right to clear and understandable disclosures regarding policy terms and conditions. D. The right to guaranteed approval for coverage regardless of health status. Answer: C. The right to clear and understandable disclosures regarding policy terms and conditions. Explanation: consumers have the right to receive clear and understandable disclosures about their long-term care insurance policies, which includes information about coverage, benefits, limitations, and exclusions. This transparency is essential to enable policyholders to make informed decisions about their insurance options. Option A is incorrect. While consumers can shop for new insurance, they are not guaranteed to change insurers without consequences. Option B is misleading, as refunds for denied claims are not standard. Lastly, option D is incorrect because insurers can deny coverage based on health status, and this does not violate consumer rights. Question 18. In long-term care insurance, what is the significance of guaranteed renewable policies? A. They require the policyholder to undergo medical evaluations every year. B. They allow insurers to adjust premiums based on the policyholder's age and health status upon renewal. C. They guarantee that the policyholder can renew their coverage regardless of changes in health, provided premiums are paid. D. They automatically extend coverage for an additional year without any premiums due. Answer: C. They guarantee that the policyholder can renew their coverage regardless of changes in health, provided premiums are paid. Explanation: guaranteed renewable policies ensure that policyholders can renew their coverage without being denied based on changes in their health status, as long as they continue to pay the required premiums. This provision offers important protection for individuals who may experience health declines. Option A is incorrect, as guaranteed renewable policies do not necessitate annual medical evaluations for renewal. Option B misrepresents the nature of these policies, which do not allow arbitrary premium adjustments based on health changes. Lastly, option D is misleading because renewal does not mean coverage is extended without premium payments. Question 19. Which of the following factors can significantly affect the cost of premiums for long-term care insurance? A. The policyholder's lifestyle choices, such as smoking or exercise habits. B. The policyholder's choice of a single premium payment versus multiple installments. C. The policyholder's social security benefits. D. The policyholder's marital status. Answer A. The policyholder's lifestyle choices, such as smoking or exercise habits. Explanation: the cost of premiums for long-term care insurance can be significantly influenced by the policyholder's lifestyle choices. Factors such as smoking, exercise habits, and overall health can affect the likelihood of needing long-term care services in the future. Insurers assess these factors as part of their underwriting process, which can lead to higher premiums for those deemed at greater risk due to their lifestyle choices. Option B is incorrect because while payment methods may influence cash flow for the insurer, they do not directly affect premium pricing based on risk assessment. Option C is misleading, as social security benefits are not considered in the calculation of insurance premiums. Lastly, option D is also incorrect. While marital status can affect certain aspects of insurance policies and planning, it does not directly influence the cost of premiums in the same way that lifestyle choices do. Question 20. A scenario-based question. Mr. Thompson is a 72-year-old retiree who has been diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's disease. He currently requires assistance with certain activities of daily living, adults such as bathing and dressing. What steps should Mr. Thompson take to access his long-term care insurance benefits? A. He should start a new long-term care insurance policy, as his current one does not cover Alzheimer's disease. B. He should immediately file a claim with his long-term care insurer, providing documentation of his diagnosis and functional limitations. C. He should seek assistance from family members and avoid using his long-term care insurance until he requires full-time care. D. He should consult with his healthcare provider to determine if he needs a more intensive care plan before filing a claim. Answer: B. He should immediately file a claim with his long-term care insurer, providing documentation of his diagnosis and functional limitations. Explanation: Mr. Thompson should file a claim with his long-term care insurer to access benefits for the assistance he needs with a DLSU to his Alzheimer's diagnosis. The claim process typically requires documentation, including medical assessments and evidence of functional limitations related to his ADLs. By promptly filing the claim, he can ensure that he receives the necessary support and benefits under his policy. Option A is incorrect, as existing long-term care policies usually provide coverage for conditions like Alzheimer's disease, provided that the necessary conditions for coverage, such as a DL assistance, are met. Option C is not advisable, since relying solely on family assistance may not be sufficient for his needs. It is important to utilize available insurance benefits. Finally, option D could delay his access to benefits. He does not need to wait for a more intensive care plan if he already qualifies for assistance based on his current needs. Question 21. Which of the following accurately reflects the role of Medicaid in the context of long-term care insurance? A. Medicaid provides coverage for all long-term care services, regardless of the individual's financial situation. B. Medicaid is the primary payer for long-term care services only after all long-term care insurance benefits have been exhausted. C. Medicaid can automatically enroll individuals in long-term care insurance plans if they meet certain criteria. D. Medicaid eligibility is determined solely by age and not by income or asset levels. Answer: B. Medicaid is the primary payer for long-term care services only after all long-term care insurance benefits have been exhausted. Explanation: Medicaid plays a critical role in the long-term care landscape by serving as a safety net for individuals who exhaust their long-term care insurance benefits. It is a needs-based program that requires individuals to meet specific financial criteria, income, and asset limits to qualify for assistance. Option A is incorrect, as Medicaid does not cover all long-term care services and has restrictions based on eligibility. Option C is misleading. Medicaid does not automatically enroll individuals in long-term care insurance plans. Lastly, option D is inaccurate, because Medicaid eligibility is determined by both income and asset levels, not solely by age. Question 22. In long-term care insurance, what is the significance of elimination periods? A. They are the period during which the policyholder can cancel their policy for a full refund. B. They are the timeframes during which the insured must pay premiums before benefits can be accessed. C. They refer to the waiting periods before benefits begin after a claim has been filed. D. They are the maximum duration for which benefits can be paid under a policy. Answer: C. They refer to the waiting periods before benefits begin after a claim has been filed. Explanation: Elimination periods are defined as the waiting periods that must elapse after a policyholder has filed a claim before benefits begin to be paid. This period can vary based on the terms of the policy and serves as a cost control measure for insurers. Option A is incorrect, as elimination periods are not related to policy cancellation. Option B misrepresents the concept of the policyholder pays premiums throughout the life of the policy. Lastly, option D is incorrect, because elimination periods do not define the duration of benefits, but rather when benefits become payable. Question 23. Which of the following statements regarding long-term care insurance riders is correct? A. Riders are optional provisions that can enhance the coverage of a long-term care insurance policy. B. Riders are mandatory components of all long-term care insurance policies. C. Riders reduce the premium cost of the base long-term care insurance policy. D. Riders eliminate the need for an elimination period in the policy. Answer A. Riders are optional provisions that can enhance the coverage of a long-term care insurance policy. Explanation: Riders are additional features that can be added to a long-term care insurance policy to enhance its benefits or coverage. Examples include inflation protection riders, which increase benefit amounts over time, and waiver of premium riders, which eliminate premium payments during periods of care. Option B is incorrect, because riders are not mandatory. They are options that policyholders can choose to add. Option C is misleading, and while some riders may affect premiums, they are typically associated with added benefits rather than cost reductions. Finally, option D is incorrect. Riders do not eliminate elimination periods, which are determined by the base policy. Question 24. What is the primary purpose of a long-term care insurance policy's coverage exclusions? A. To outline the conditions under which premiums can be reduced. B. To specify the types of care and services that are not covered by the policy. C. To detail the financial obligations of the policyholder upon policy renewal. D. To clarify the waiting periods before benefits can be accessed. Answer: B. To specify the types of care and services that are not covered by the policy. Explanation: coverage exclusions are specific conditions or types of care that a long-term care insurance policy will not cover. These exclusions are important for consumers to understand as they define the limitations of the policy and help avoid misunderstandings regarding the scope of coverage. Option A is incorrect because exclusions do not relate to premium reductions. Option C is misleading. While financial obligations may exist, exclusions are not about those details. Lastly, option D misrepresents the purpose of exclusions as they are not related to waiting periods but to the scope of coverage. Question 25. What are activities of daily living of adults and why are they important in long-term care insurance assessments? A. DLS are specific medical conditions that qualify for coverage. B. A. DLS are basic tasks essential for self-care, used to evaluate the need for long-term care services. C. A. DLS are the financial metrics used to calculate insurance premiums. D. A. DLS refer to social interactions required for maintaining mental health. Answer: B. DLS are basic tasks essential for self-care, used to evaluate the need for long-term care services. Explanation: activities of daily living adults are essential tasks that individuals must perform daily, including bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, transferring, and continence. They are critical in assessing an individual's functional ability and determining the necessity for long-term care services. Insurers often use the inability to perform a certain number of DLS as a basis for approving claims. Option A is incorrect as DLS do not represent medical conditions. Option C misrepresents the nature of adults, which are not financial metrics. Lastly, option D is misleading. While social interactions can be important for mental health, DLS specifically pertain to self-care tasks. Question 26. Under New Mexico law, what is required for an insurer to maintain compliance regarding the marketing of long-term care insurance products? A. Insurers must provide marketing materials that do not discuss premiums. B. Insurers are required to present clear, accurate, and comprehensive information regarding the policies, including benefits and limitations. C. Insurers can market long-term care insurance without obtaining a license. D. Insurers must conduct marketing efforts solely through third-party agents. Answer: B. Insurers are required to present clear, accurate, and comprehensive information regarding the policies, including benefits and limitations. Explanation: in New Mexico, insurers must ensure that all marketing materials for long-term care insurance products are clear, accurate, and comprehensive. This obligation is designed to protect consumers and help them make informed decisions about their insurance options. Option A is incorrect as marketing materials must include comprehensive information about premiums. Option C is misleading. Insurers must be licensed to market long-term care products. Lastly, option D is incorrect. Insurers can market directly as long as they comply with the regulatory requirements. Question 27. Which of the following best describes the concept of inflation protection in long-term care insurance policies? A. Ensures that premiums do not increase over the life of the policy. B. It adjusts the benefits to keep pace with inflation, protecting the purchasing power of benefits over time. C. It limits the duration of benefit payments based on economic conditions. D. It allows policyholders to convert their long-term care insurance to a permanent life insurance policy. Answer: B. It adjusts the benefits to keep pace with inflation, protecting the purchasing power of benefits over time. Explanation: inflation protection is a provision in long-term care insurance policies that adjusts the benefit amounts over time to account for inflation. This feature is crucial for ensuring that the coverage remains adequate as the cost of care increases. Without inflation protection, policyholders may find that their benefits do not cover the rising cost of long-term care services. Option A is incorrect as inflation protection specifically relates to benefit amounts, not premium stability. Option C is misleading. Inflation protection does not limit the duration of benefits. Lastly, option D is incorrect. While some policies may allow conversions, this is not the primary function of inflation protection. Question 28. Which statement about long-term care insurance for special populations is accurate? A. All long-term care insurance policies must include specific provisions for individuals with disabilities. B. Long-term care insurance is generally not applicable for veterans, as they have their own coverage through VA benefits. C. Policies may be tailored to meet the unique needs of populations, such as veterans or individuals with disabilities. D. Special populations are prohibited from obtaining long-term care insurance. Answer: C. Policies may be tailored to meet the unique needs of populations such as veterans or individuals with disabilities. Explanation: long-term care insurance policies can be designed to address the specific needs of special populations, including veterans and individuals with disabilities. This tailoring ensures that these groups receive the appropriate coverage for their unique care requirements. Option A is incorrect, as there are no universal mandates for all policies to include provisions for special populations. Option B is misleading. While veterans may qualify for V8 benefits, many still opt for long-term care insurance for additional coverage. Lastly, option D is incorrect, as special populations are not prohibited from obtaining insurance but may have tailored products available. Question 29. How does the minimum data set (MDS) function in the context of long-term care assessments? A. It provides financial data necessary for premium calculations. B. It is a standardized assessment tool used to evaluate a resident's needs and functional capabilities in long-term care settings. C. It outlines the benefits and limitations of long-term care insurance policies. D. It is used to determine the eligibility of individuals for Medicare coverage. Answer: B. It is a standardized assessment tool used to evaluate a resident's needs and functional capabilities in long-term care settings. Explanation: the Minimum Dataset (DS) is a comprehensive assessment tool that is part of the Resident Assessment Instrument (RAI) used in skilled nursing facilities and other long-term care settings. The MDS collects data on a resident's health status, functional capabilities, and needs, allowing providers to develop appropriate care plans. This tool is crucial for determining the level of care required and ensuring that residents receive the necessary services tailored to their individual needs. Option A is incorrect, because the MDS does not provide financial data for premium calculations. Option C misrepresents the MDS. It does not outline policy benefits or limitations. Finally, option D is misleading. While MDS assessments can be relevant for determining care needs, they do not directly assess eligibility for Medicare coverage. Question 30. What is the significance of consumer protections in the context of long-term care insurance regulations? A. They are designed to increase insurance company profits. B. They ensure that consumers have access to adequate information regarding policy terms, coverage, and their rights. C. They allow insurers to impose stricter underwriting guidelines to reduce risk. D. They limit the types of long-term care services that can be covered under a policy. Answer: B. They ensure that consumers have access to adequate information regarding policy terms, coverage, and their rights. Explanation: consumer protections in long-term care insurance are essential regulations aimed at safeguarding policyholders and prospective buyers. These protections require insurers to provide clear and comprehensive information about policy terms, coverage options, exclusions, and consumer rights. This transparency helps consumers make informed choices about their long-term care insurance needs. Option A is incorrect, as consumer protections are not designed to benefit insurance company profits. Option C misrepresents the role of consumer protections, which focus on consumer rights rather than stricter underwriting. Finally, option D is incorrect. Consumer protections do not limit the types of long-term care services, but rather ensure that consumers are informed about their coverage options.